What is going on there, everyone, and welcome back to another video from Dracon. Now today, you can see we're going to go back into the WizKids normal booster line, the Seas and Shores boosters. This is the, I guess, their premium miniature. Not sure, we'll get to that once we get there. I'll list that over there. But here we have the Maw of Sakaloh. Granted, I don't know if I said that correctly. I could have been wrong. My apologies if I was. But now, what I know about the Maw of Sakaloh, he's supposed to be very important to the Sahuagin people. If you know anything about your D&D lore, those are the shark guys. Those are the guys who look like sharks. And, yeah. Honestly, based on what the Maw of Sakaloh really is, I could see that working. But could there be more wanted? Now, I haven't got any of the Seas and Shores boosters themselves. I plan to do that so I can at least get a couple of them because they look kind of cool, and I always do need a little bit more water creatures to support, the water campaigns. I haven't made a good water campaign. I have a few that go near the water and maybe out a little bit, but never like a piratey campaign, or maybe your group has to pirate a ship. And maybe if they work good enough, they can get themselves a really lovely ship. I mean, the artwork on the box looks good. But we'll get to the real nitpicky I might have about this miniature once we open her up and take a look inside of it. So let's do so. So here we have the Maw of Sakaloh. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's a shark. Granted, yes, you're correct. You're like, Dracon, that's a shark. There already are shark minis. You know what? And I gotta give you, yeah, you're right, there are. But did you notice that one unique thing, other than the fact that it is ironically draped in a lot of kelpery and coral stuff, it has two heads. Guys, this is literally the same. It's the same creature as as one of those the lower end sci-fi movies, the double head shark movie. It literally is giving me those vibes. Granted, I'll say this, the miniature looks lovely. I love the detail, but it literally reminds me of the two-headed shark sci-fi movie. It literally reminds me of that movie. Now, I don't know what's going on with the kind of bands on the one head of Sakaloh, and the other one has just like a green scarf. I mean, I don't know much about the Maw of Sakaloh, if it's supposedly a legendary, I believe it's a legendary creature, but to the Sahuagin, it's like a very renowned creature to them, like, because they love sharks in general, so I'd assume that, like, a giant two-headed shark would be really impressive. But is this shark truly special? That's the thing. Can it have legendary resistance? So yeah, it's just a giant shark. Would it have legendary resistances? I probably would say no. This is just basically a giant shark. I don't know the lore if this is actually a god of some sort. I mean, if it gets enough prayer and belief from the Sahuagin themselves, yeah, maybe it could get some type of legendary power. Not like, I mean, this is not a god. This would be most like a demigod at the highest if it was. I don't remember the lore of the Maw of Sakaloh off the top of my head. I don't know if this is supposed to be like an avatar or what, but like, I kind of expected a little more of this. But for what I paid for it, on the other hand, I got a really cool looking two-headed shark for a miniature. That's not so bad. Now, I love the kelp details going on here, the little gold bits, the sort of scarving sort of effect and stuff. I like all that. That part gives it a unique presence. I even love the little barnacles growing on its tail, because unless this thing sits around a lot, how the heck is it growing barnacles? I mean, this thing should be prowling the oceans, kicking a lot of butt, not just sitting there and letting barnacles grow on it. So weird. But yeah, now the Maw of Sakaloh is what looks to be a giant great white shark, or at least a large specimen with two heads. One head has a lovely open mouth, and the other head has kind of got more of that like sort of sniffing, searching head, which is kind of cool. And I kind of like how it's in an attack position, so you can easily put this on a board as it's coming at you. And I love the water effect for the base. That part looks cool. I really got to give WizKids credit every time I see this. They keep making these like elevated minis from the like base with a lovely effect. The water effect looks good. And the miniature itself, though, is lovely painted. Like, the paint job on this thing is good. I looked for, like, over paint spots, and there really weren't any in spots that looked wrong. Now, you might be saying, oh, but I bet there are some, right, Dracon? There's got to be some spots that went over. But do know, when items are hit with light, they create what are called, like, what I like to call a color shadow, where you get that little bit of red on your hand, even though you're not red, but your hand's next to something that is red, so it gives, like, a little red shadow. any spots on here that would look like they'd be overpaint work perfectly for that. And honestly, the paint jobs are very cleanly done. I'm not seeing any spots that really are messed up. And there's so much detail in this shark that in truth, it's great. Now, what would I say with Reaper Bone sharks? Well, honestly, I haven't really gotten many Reaper Bone sharks. So comparing it to Reaper Bones, tough to call. Never seen any of their shark products of a big shark for them to have. They have other big sea creatures. I just don't know of any sharks off the top of my head. Maybe I'll have to look into that. Who knows? But overall, a very nice miniature. Now let's get to this thing comparing to some other stuff. We'll talk about pricing and stuff a little later in the video if that's what you're looking for. So here we have the Maw of Sakaloh. Man, if I'm saying that wrong, my apologies. If you have a proper pronunciation way like they do with creatures in the scientific panels, like when you go to a museum and they put the Latin way to say it and how to pronounce the thing. If you got one of those for me, go for it. I might be saying it horribly wrong. I don't know. I'm just saying it quick. But here we have the shark compared to the WizKids unpainted shark. This is one of your options to get an unpainted shark and then paint it up. Now I chose my weirder shark only because my other shark was just a basic great white. It literally was no different. And as you can see, it's funny how the Maw of Sakaloh it's really a large shark. It's not even a huge shark. It's not huge like its base. I kind of wish they had a little yellow or white ring inside there to act like it's actually a large creature, because there's my large shark breaching out of the water, and its head's maybe the same size, if not a little bigger than Sakaloh. Granted, the teeth on the unpainted one that I painted really is big, and I know you're probably saying, Dracon, why did you paint that shark weird? Look, I got 2 of them, okay, and I had to make one special. So I figured a purple bottom shark with a green top and blue stripes would kind of be cool. I gotta be honest, I kind of went random and I kind of fell in love with the ideal. Kind of reminded me of, what was it? The Future is Wild with the Sharkopath creature. They have those like stripes on them as they change color. But then I was like, I wanted something unique, so I went with like a blue. Because you know how tigers have the stripes to help break up their shape in the wild, so I thought I would do the same. Even though I was like, man, if I wanted to use it as a swamp shark, it could have worked, even with just the purple belly, because, from above, it's green. From below, yeah, the purple wouldn't work, but if the shark, cruises along the bottom like a great white does and breaches up and attacks, it wouldn't matter. Yeah, there was thought there in my ideals. Then I kind of went off the rails because, I was hit by inspiration, I kind of liked it, and I stuck with it. Because I'm like, you know what? It looks cool. And I like my shark. I think he came out pretty cool for being a unique shark. Maybe he's a special spell shark or something like that, where it actually has magic. I don't know. And then you got little fins there. Those could be usable for Sakaloh if you don't want to put Sakaloh up full. You could have that being in the water, representing him in the water as he's like swimming towards you or something like that. I do like those little fins. Honestly, I kind of want more of just those so I could have like a group of sharks when they're orbiting people on boats and stuff, but it is what it is. Now, next to the regular shark, I think Sakaloh is coming up. This is where we're starting to see one of my main peeves. I wish Sakaloh was bigger. I wish it was. I really want to say this thing is a 5-star buy. I really do. It's got so much going for it. But then they kind of skimped out in size. They made him small. I don't know if Sakaloh is described as a large class creature and this was the best they could do as a compromise. But man, I wanted Sakaloh to be bigger because next to the unpainted shark, I might as well just get the unpainted shark for a water creature. For a shark attack, because it's kind of looks a bit bigger and brawnier. But we're not just comparing him just to the shark. We'll get more. Don't worry. Let's get to it. Okay. Here we have Sakaloh next to some more water beasts. We have I don't know what set this that creature on my left came from. It was from a left, and it was some type of weird shark, water, big, brawny beast. So I kind of painted it to look like a Sahuagin with some big claws on it, and it's wearing a pants for some reason. So I kind of paint it like that. I'm going to throw him in this category of water folk that this thing could be around. We have some Sahuagins. We have the D&D Sahuagin. We even got some Keratoa there because why not? We have the Keratoa from D&D, which is the front one. The one behind it being a Keratoa that is from the Hero Quest game, one of the Hero Quest expansions. And I did a review on that. If you guys want to check that out, my older videos, that's there as well. Go for it. And we actually do have the Sahuagin, I think, Matron Mother or whatever it is, as well as the other Sahuagin, I believe. Yeah, we have different versions of Sahuagins over there. So we have the Sahuagin Hero from Pathfinder. We have the Sahuagin Ranger there from the older D&D. We have the newer age Sahuagin that's more humanoid on its left. We have and we also have a Grindilo over there, which is another Pathfinder creature, but it's like a shark, gremlin, octopus hybrid. So I feel like it could serve the Maw of Sakaloh, just like these other ones do. Like the Major Mother there, she would serve it. They would all, since they're all like a Sahuagin, they would serve it. The ones on the far left there, the Kuatoa and the Shark Beast, or the Shark guy there. I feel the Shark guy would, but the Kuatoa could serve this thing, thinking it's like a primordial dark water god. I don't see why they wouldn't think it could be a god to them, so maybe they could work with Sahuagin for that reason, but still be unfortunately below the Sahuagin in their caste system, like they're kind of like slaves to them. Or, you know, indentured workers, whatever you want to call it. Granted, I'm just going to say what it is, you know. I feel they'd be like the lower caste when it comes to serving the Maw of Sakaloh. But yeah, I think it works good with them, and it looks really nice, but we're definitely going to get to the point of size. I mean, for scaling, yeah, I would see why any of these creatures one-on-one would think this thing's a very amazing creature, but once again, it's still kind of small for being this legendary beast. Here we have the Maw of Sakaloh compared to two other creatures from the old water creature set, or water creature box I have. We have the Orca, which, as you can see, would definitely be a threat to the Maw of Sakaloh. Based on size, a single Orca is around the same size. Granted, this shark has two heads, but the Orca, as we know, is an intelligent mammal and a very powerful predator of the sea. So it'd be very dangerous. And here we have what I believe is supposed to be based on the Basilisk from Critical Role. It came from one of those Citadel Black sets. I did a review on that as well, if you want to check it out. The Orca as well came from that set, so if you want to check them out. I do have videos on it. That came from the Snowbound one, which is actually pretty fitting for it, for where it was released, so I was okay with it. But yeah, the Maw of Sakaloh, she's still looking pretty small next to these basic creatures. I mean, Orca is a basic creature. The Sea Basilisk here would be like a juvenile, because I think they're supposed to be huge class. So yeah, this would be a sub-adult or a young one. And it's large class, and it's still already looking like it could threaten Sakaloh, since it's some type of basilisk, but snake. So that's a threat. But let's get to some more fish. Let's continue comparing it to other fish minis. Now here we have the Maw of Sakaloh next to another Pathfinder miniature, the Sea Cat. And honestly, the Sea Cat itself looks like it could attack the Maw of Sakaloh and do some damage, since it is like the idea mixture of a cat and I want to say a shark, but maybe a chimera, because it's kind of like a mixture of shark and cat more, so I'd say it's a water chimera of some sort. Or, you know, it is probably a unique magical creature at one point, started reproducing, made a species. Anyway, and then we have it next to a Reaper Bones miniature. That is I believe, man, I'm trying to remember what that miniature was called. Honestly, I forgot. But it's really just a giant catfish. As you can see, it's a huge class catfish, and that thing looks like it could fight the Maw of Sakaloh. Granted, ignore the fact that catfish has gigantic freaking teeth sticking out of its mouth. Like, that is like a goonch catfish on steroids. Granted, I did paint it to be a little more streamlined, but that's because it looks like it's something that really wouldn't care where it is once it gets this size. It'll kill like a shark, where it will come up and grab you and just rip you apart with those big teeth. Or it'll slink along the bottom and eat whatever it wants there. Like, wherever it goes is wherever it goes. I mean, it also came with these giant worms on there, which you can see on the side there, a little purple. Let me move that. You can see like the purple worming on the side there, which I love that it came with like parasites and stuff. It was really cool. The Gulper, that's it. I just remember the Gulper. Yes, the Great Gulper. It's like a Reaper Bones miniature. If you guys haven't got this mini, I would definitely recommend it. It's an awesome fish monster, because it can go in freshwater where you don't see sharks. So if you want something that's terrifying like a shark, ba-bam, there you go. This is one of those older miniatures I painted back in the day, and I looked at it and said, man, I just really love how it came out with that lovely white underbelly, that green top, the little green speckling on the forehead, the teeth. Everything just came out amazing when I got that thing done. But enough tooting my own painting horn. So it's just sad to me that the Gulper could compete with the Maw of Sakaloh. This is a problem, because the Gulper is just a giant catfish. Literally, like in the game, when your players are told about the Gulper, it's funny because they go to read a book, and for some reason, even though it's a big book, every page just says, it's a catfish. And you're like, cool. Oh, does it have special powers? It's catfish. And you're like, okay, does it have what does it eat? Like, catfish food. It's like, like, it's just to mess with the players. I made that, me and my bro made that to mess with players. Where it's like, no matter what they want to know about it, nah, you're just getting that. And it's like, God. It's just sad that the Maw of Sakaloh, this amazing creature, could be challenged by, say, these creatures in nature. Like, the Maw of Sakaloh could be going near a freshwater inlet where the gulper is, and maybe the gulper's like, no, not my territory, you don't. And they throw down, and the gulper could technically take it out. I know what you're saying before you say, but catfish can't take out a shark. I'm like, well, they probably can, because catfish are pretty aggressive and pretty nasty when they get going. So I'd see no reason that catfish that's this big could not take down a shark with all of its sharp teeth like it's got there. So it's really whoever grabs who first is going to probably win. Plus the catfish probably has the barbs on it to help it stab its foe. So, yeah. I think that'd be really unique. But yeah, let's move on to the last creature we're going to compare this thing to, and then we're going to talk about pricing. Sorry, I had to change camera angle because I forgot this shark has a very low style to it. Now, if you haven't noticed from my older videos, if you haven't watched before, go back and check it out. This is the giant shark that appears in the wild shape box for Judaic wild shapes. You notice anything weird here? For two large sharks, the shark that is the giant shark looks bigger than the Maw of Sakaloh. It's like someone was playing a certain game called Maneater. Sorry, I had to think of it off the top of my head. I forgot for a second there. But yeah, it's like someone's playing the game Maneater, where a bull shark became big enough that it could kick a great white's butt in a fight. You know what? Since I did enjoy the game Maneater, I don't hate that as much. But for the Maw of Sakaloh, it's kind of sad. We have this amazing shark with two heads, lovely paint job, lovely accessories. And it's kind of outclassed by this great giant bull shark. And I know you're saying, is that really a bull shark? It's got a broad nose. So yeah, bull shark. And it kind of saddens me that this creature also has more rows of teeth in its mouth. And granted, the paint job on it wasn't amazing. I said the paint job was very basic, and the mouth, though, was a little off because I get why they're giving these things red fangs, or the red jaw, or the red gums and stuff, because, yeah, sharks have red gums. But why do they keep giving these sharks red mouths on the inside? If you look inside the mouth of a shark, it's white. Why are they so red? Like, I get it. They're already using the red. They might as well continue using that paint. But it's like, dude, have you seen the inside of a shark's mouth? A lot of white in there. It's not a lot of red as you think. Like, we've seen, like, National Geographic and Animal Planet, they've all shown us lovely shots of the inside of shark mouths. And, yeah, there's a lot of white in there. Like, a lot of white skin, like, white flesh in there. The gums, yeah, they get red, but, like, the white inside the mouth is, like, it's like, I kind of want that. I mean, I think with my shark, I think I painted his inside of the mouth a lot whiter. Specifically my regular shark from the jumping shark, because I was like, I wanted it to look more normal and realistic. Considering I think a great white shark might be a huge class creature. I can't remember off the top of my head. So you could use this as a great white shark there on the left, but with it having a giant broad nose, anyone at your table who knows their sharks are going to go like, it's not a great white shark. And then you're going to be like, okay, here we go. The DM has to be challenged. Representation, dude. It's like, come on, give me a break. But yeah, I really wish so Maw of Sakaloh, great miniature, but I wish it was bigger. I wish it really at least was like earning that huge base. I feel like it's more of the new young dragons they're doing where they put them on huge bases for stability, but they're really only a large class creature because they put that white ring in there. I use them as sub-adult dragons because I say, heck with you, I'm doing it anyway. It's my table. It's Dracon's rules. But it's just astonishing how WizKids had such a great idea. A two-headed shark premium miniature. Boom. Loved it. Great idea. But execution, I wish it was bigger. I just want it bigger. It would have been beautiful if it was bigger. Not even a ton bigger. If it was just a little bit bigger than the giant shark there on the left, I'd have been on board. I would have said, WizKids, you blew it out of the water. But, Now let's get to pricing. So, the Maw of Sakaloh was $29.99. That's not bad. $30 for a miniature. You've got me right there. that's not bad. It looks lovely. Its paint job is worth the price. The quality is worth the price. The size is a little bit desired, but I think $30 for the Maw of Sakaloh. You're looking at a special shark beast. It's unique. It is very good. It was well executed. I wish it was a little bigger. Personal pet peeve. If you agree with me, throw it in the comments down below. I'd love to hear people agree because I feel it could just be a little bit bigger. And by a little, I mean maybe an inch bigger and a bit thicker. Because I want it to be able to defeat a giant shark in a fight. I feel the Maw of Sakaloh would be on the same playing field as the giant shark. Because as you can see there, they're pretty much the same size. Saddens me a little bit. But, it is what it is. And until the day WizKid starts asking me questions or saying stuff from me review and say, hey, what could be better about it before we throw it out there? And I'd be like, yeah, that definitely needs to change. Man, if they get a hold of me and start doing that, Drake would be quite happy. Give you guys a lot more love in the community because I'd be like, hey, throw my ideas in there. Trust me, throw me in, coach. I'm ready. But yeah, I got to say, it's not bad. It is good. For around $30, I got it for $30 at Amazon. It actually also had a coupon for an extra 10% off. So I was like, oh, heck yeah, man. And it was one of the last ones. So I was like, I have not even heard of the Maw of Sakaloh being released, but I'm going to grab it while I have a chance because it's a unique miniature. It's so unique that I'm definitely wanting it. So, anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or ideas, throw them in those comments down below. Just swim on in with those comments. I'm good with it. I'll answer you back if you have questions or concerns, or if you have any ideas that I might maybe have a whole, I can't do that right now, but I'll put that in the future box, type of idea thing. It happens. If you got any comments, questions, concerns, go there. If you want to, make sure you chomp down on that like button and chomp that subscribe button. Help the channel grow and share with your friends. Helps the channel, and we always appreciate. A lovely quick click for you, but that way you're not missing out on content in the future. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Bye-bye, and see you next time. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum.